their own corrections.
So you have said that it's not just a biography, but a guide for young journalists. But let's be honest, Mr. Shehu, some see it as a reputation management exercise. Are you still laundering your principal's image?
Am I still, you have to repeat that.
Well, I'm asking if you are still very active in the image-making business for President Buhari. Is that what this book is all about?
Sure, it is correct to say that, yes, that I am his official spokesperson as we speak now.
Oh, so I saw an interview where you said at some point you were walking on eggshells because some saw you as an Atiku man, and that you didn't criticize Atiku because it would have sent a wrong message to President Buhari. What was it like switching allegiance that fast? Were you caught in a loyalty conflict?
No, it was not a loyalty conflict. But, and this thing about walking eggs has actually had absolutely nothing to do with President Muhammadu Buhari, whose confidence and the trust I enjoyed throughout these 8 years that I worked with him. But you know, in politics, anything happens. The courtiers around power can do so many things that can destabilize unauthorized things, and so what we are saying is that there were some of them there who still saw you from where you came from, that you had worked with Atiku, and they think that you are not good enough, you know, that kind of thing. However, as I had enjoyed absolute support and absolute confidence of the president while I worked with him.
Interesting way you have put it, and I've heard that narrative as well. But what's your current relationship like right now with Abubakar, with Atiku Abubakar? I see that he was physically present at your launch yesterday.
He was my boss in the second term of President Olusegun Obasanjo, and we didn't just part with him because we didn't like one another or there was a conflict. When Muhammadu Buhari won the primaries, all of the candidates in that election said, we are handing over our media assets to go and help you to win, including media assets of President Bola Ashwaju Tinubu. So we were assembled to work with Buhari, and we won the election. And after we won, he said, please come and serve in my government. I served with Atiku Abubakar. It is culturally unacceptable to some of us. It may be acceptable to some. I remember I also learned an important lesson from the late Duro Onabule. You know, Duro Onabule was MKO Abiola's right-hand man, and Onabule as editor in Concord and all of that. And he was working with the President Babangida until things fell apart, the annulment. And so, for one day, did you ever hear Duro Onabule go against MKO Abiola? And if he did, and as he advised me when I was assuming this office, what would Buhari have thought of me if I went on attack against Atiku? He would then assume that his day will one day come and I will also be on attack against him.
It's just that 8 years after working for President Buhari, you did not return to Atiku Abubakar. You're still with him. I'm wondering if you are aware that he intends to run for presidency in 2027. Perhaps your services might still be needed. Do you still consider, because sometimes when you look at all of these details, switching camps, Dana Bwala also moved from defending Atiku to embracing Tinubu. It has raised conversations about the fluidity or fragility of political loyalty in Nigeria. Will you, for instance, work again for Atiku, as he runs in 2027?
Let me tell you, if you have integrity, I'm not pretending that I have. People should judge for themselves. I think a man should serve only one master at a time. You cannot serve two masters at the same time. Otherwise, you are deceiving yourself or you are deceiving them.
Which master are you serving right now?
I'm with Muhammadu Buhari.
Okay. and you don't see that change in the nearest future, let's say in the next 2 years?
I don't want to be speculative on anything. God knows what happens tomorrow. However, what I'm saying is that if you are looking to making example of me with some of the characters you just mentioned a short while ago, I am not in that mold. As a matter of fact, when I speak for Buhari these days, I do so out of a commitment to a leader who gave me his absolute trust. And I feel that he needs my support. Otherwise, I would have done as many others did, walk away and start something else. But I'm happy that I'm still on his side. He doesn't need much of what we used to do he's not as active politically as you had before, certainly not as president. So that even the statements we make on his behalf, you can see that they are very occasional and specific. We don't want to meddle into, otherwise people will think that there are two presidents in the country. No, the president of the country at the moment is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the President Muhammadu Buhari will not be contesting the space with him.
But both of them belong to the same political party, so it is expected that the former president provides some sort of big brother role to the current president. I'd like to get your take on how you think President Tinubu's spokespersons are doing right now. There are 3 of them. You have been in their shoes before. Looking back, how are they faring on the job?
No, please don't drag me into that one. You know, all of them, Sunday Dare, Bayo Onanuga, Daniel, and Tunde Rahman, and Abdulaziz, all of them have been my friends over the years. And for God's sake, we belong to the same political party and the same government. So if I have an advice for them, I and them will go into a room and lock ourselves into that room and speak truth to one another. No, it's not for me to go on television to begin to assess or advise them. I will do so privately.
Have you had such episodes where you've had to call them behind closed doors to speak truth to them?